Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier is a feature-packed vocal doubler and vocal processor developed by Joey Sturgis Tones. It was designed to make vocals feel larger than life by generating vocal layers and enhancing them with modulation, saturation, and time-based effects. Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier gives anyone the ability to have rich, layered vocals no matter what they're working with. Here's a quick demonstration of how it works.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion. I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier's main controls are the two sliders in the center of the screen. The bottom slider is the stereo width. At 0, the vocal layers are completely mono. 100% is full stereo, and past that, additional widening is applied. The vertical slider is the voice count. This controls how many doubles are created. This ranges from a tight single double to large choir-sized backing vocals. These two controls can be adjusted in tandem with the XY handle. This makes setting the size and width intuitive and easy.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
Before we take a deeper look at the features, I just want to make a quick note. All of the controls, with the exception of the low octave generator, run parallel to the main vocal. That means all of the processing is happening exclusively on the vocal layers.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
Once the size is set, additional depth can be achieved with the pitch mod controls. This works by creating extra variation in the doubles with pitch. The depth knob sets the pitch amount, and the rate knob affects the speed of the modulation. The timing knob offsets the doubles slightly from each other. At 0, the doubles are perfectly aligned. Pushing the knob up makes the performance sound more dense. When combined with the pitch mod, this recreates the natural sound of the human voice performing multiple takes.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
Sometimes doubles need a different tone than the main vocal. This is why Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier includes various tone shaping tools. The high and low tone knobs are EQ shelves that control the brightness and body of the doubles. This is great for dialing in airy background vocals or a warmer sound that doesn't distract from the main vocal. The density knob adds extra variation and separation to the performance, while the saturation adds distortion that ranges from subtle warmth to an all-out overdrive. Both density and saturation have selectable modes that start subtle and end extreme. If a vocal has a lot of dynamic movement, it may get distracting when duplicated. That's why Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier includes a glue knob. This compresses the doubles so that they don't poke out of the mix. This is especially useful when dealing with extreme width or voice count.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
The delay and reverb controls are awesome for getting the doubles to sit in their own space. Each of these effects have selectable modes, an amount knob, and a length slider to quickly get the desired sound. The reverb really shines on epic, choir-style background vocals, while the delay can instantly fill the space between notes in a verse.
I try to tread on air and vision, but you succumb to false delusion.
Since this plugin runs in parallel to the main vocal, the multiplier volume knob acts as a mix knob. At 0, no doubles are applied, and at 100%, it's equal to the main. At the bottom of the plugin, there's a pair of filters that give the user even more control over the frequency response of the vocal layers. This affects the audio after the post-processing and before the delay and reverb, so feel free to automate it from part to part. If you want to hear exactly what the double sounds like, toggle the mute input switch. This cuts the dry signal and only allows you to hear the vocal layers. This makes Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier work great on a bus. With mute input enabled, any amount of background vocals can be sent to the multiplier bus and processed without increasing the main vocal volume.
I try to tread on air and to false delusion.
The last feature is the low octave generator. This is an extremely fast and simple way to add an octave down version of the source audio. It's routed directly to the output, so it bypasses all of the doubling, tone, and time-based effects. This means that you can load Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier, drop the multiplier amount to 0, and bring up the low octave for an instant and clean octave down effect. Bring it to 100% wet just by enabling mute input. One awesome thing to note is that even though it's called Vocal Multiplier, this plugin works great on tons of sources. Howard Benson actually included tons of presets, some of which are intended for guitars, keys, and even drums. Try it yourself and let us know what cool sources you've been able to multiply. And with that, we've covered all of the controls in Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier. Whether it's making a lead vocal thicker, generating a huge background vocal stack, or tone shaping a harmony, this processor will expand your creativity and enhance the depth of your mixes. If you don't already have Howard Benson Vocal Multiplier, download your 14-day free trial at joeysturgistones.com.